to Haas Pavilion. We're just about set to go between the third-ranked Bruins and the hometown California Golden Bears. Let's take a look at the lineup. First of all, for the visitors from Westwood, California, the UCLA Bruins. And the Bruins, of course, playing outstanding basketball. Just a loss to Oregon, marring an otherwise perfect record. And let's look at their lineups. They will come to the dance with Luc Richard Mbamute, who did not play in the last game, a win against Arizona. He is available tonight. Josh Shipp, Lorenzo Mata, Aaron Aflalo, about whom we spoke, and Darren Collison, who is just quick on quick. And Ben Howland, a great coach with a great basketball team. I don't know what more you could say.
Yeah, Ben's got all the goods. I mean, he's just done a brilliant job at UCLA, continues the win, and quite frankly, a terrific defensive coach. And you see Ben Howland's record, and hasn't he done a beautiful job for the Bruins?
Take a look at California, and the Bears, of course, as we mentioned, with a very thin bench tonight. That's going to be more minutes for guys like Patrick Christopher. Ayinda Ibaka, the senior leader at the point guard spot. He will switch off, however. Omar Wilkes, Ryan Anderson, we spoke about him. Theo Robertson coming off a 19-point effort against Oregon. Remember, the Bears were ahead of Oregon by 11 points in the first half. And, of course, you only have to go back to this game against UCLA at Berkeley last year. They were also ahead by 11 points, wound up losing in overtime. Ben Braun, of course, if he's going to win tonight, he's going to put in a coaching masterpiece.
Well, you know, and he may. I mean, Ben's done a terrific job with this team. This team has 3 road wins in the Pac-10 Conference, and they win when they're not expected to. And, of course, Ben, as you said, a short bench. I mean, no Jordan Wilkes, no Devon Harden, no Eric Vernisel. But they've got that young man right there, Ryan Anderson. And, Barry, he has come up huge this year for California. And Ryan's going to have one of those big nights for California to be in there.
Of which he is very capable. So here we go. Mata and Anderson to jump center. And it'll be incumbent upon California to keep the crowd in the ball game. This is Aflalo. Now Collison outside. And Mbamute, he will shoot that, and he will make it on occasion. Mata with an offensive rebound.
It's a big key for California, I think, 1 and out. You cannot allow the number 3 team in the country to continue to get multiple shots at the offensive end. Got to get that ball out of there on a miss.
Let's talk about the keys to victory. You've already talked about one of them. Well, we'll get to that in just a moment. Meantime, UCLA will inbound.
Of course, Barry, California man-to-man. Christopher's got a tough matchup right there on Aflalo.
I'll say he does. Just a freshman. Aflalo, foul, a travel. So a good job by Christopher that time. Now let's talk about the keys to the game.
All right, the keys to the game. I thought for UCLA, they force about 16, 17 turnovers. They're going to have to do that. Points in the paint important for California. Rebound the ball and keep the Bruins out of transition. Do not give them any easy scores in the open court.
And the Bears, you can expect them to use a good portion of the clock. Not if they get shots like that out of it. Very nice high to low from Ibaka to Anderson.
Can't do it any better than that, Barry. That is perfect high to low, nice entry, and a great look to get it inside.
There's Aflalo. Missed his first shot. Christopher with the rebound. Exactly the start the Bears would have wanted it. Anderson, he can make that too. He doesn't. Shift with the rebound for the Bruins. Mbamute guarded by the smaller Theo Robertson, but Robertson plays big. Now Shipp, very good shooter. Can't get that one to go. Anderson clears for the Bears.
A couple of pretty good defensive sequences for California.
There's Christopher. Christopher pull up over Aflalo and in and out. Mbamute with the rebound. Now Collison. Collison, pretty tough cover also.
Yeah, I would say he's a real tough cover. But Wilkes doing a pretty good job to keep him in front. You can't let Collison get in quick transition and break you down.
Bruins 0 for their first 3. There's a Flalo, has it knocked away, puts it up too hard, rebound Mata, and a putback. That's 2 offensive rebounds, and that is something to keep an eye on. Ibaka. Now Theo Robertson looking on the bigger Mata into the lane, and Mata fouled him.
You know, quietly, Barry, hasn't Theo Robertson had a nice year for California? He's an undersized 4, so he's a tough cover on the perimeter, and he could put the ball on the ground and take it to the basket. And, you know, quietly, he has put up very nice numbers for California this year.
No question about it. He will now go to the free throw line. Bears, of course, outstanding free throw shooting team. Better than anybody in the country.
Well, it's a big key for California. And, you know, if they can do some damage inside and get to the line, as you said, they lead the nation in free throw shooting from a percentage standpoint. Gonzaga's second, by the way. Butler right up there, which is no great surprise.
Not a surprise. Well, what the Bears have managed to do is keep the crowd in the game, and that is going to be a key factor. Here's Collison. And now reset the offense. Now, that's one thing we talk about. The Bears wanted to take the air out of the ball. UCLA is just fine with that. They'll play it that way.
I think UCLA is very content to play in the half court. Don't forget, they're a team that can beat you in transition, but they're an excellent half-court team. Shot clock winding down. Might have traveled. Might have took a little step in there before he got it up.
Second Bruin turnover, and the Bears will have it back. .16:30 remaining to be played here in the first half. And the Bears with the ball lead by 2.
You got a Boya in the game for UCLA. And a Boya, don't forget, against Arizona when Luke Richard Umalabute did not play in that game. I thought Aboya came out big. Had a very nice game.
Played great. Made some clutch free throws down the stretch. Nice drop down for Patrick Christopher.
Well, that's 2 great passes by Robertson. Theo Robertson made the nice little lob pass to Anderson for the score. Now makes a beautiful dish inside to Christopher. Well, they haven't kept the crowd out of it so far, have they?
No, they haven't. Not at all. And it is a big factor here. There's Ship. Ship all the way. Ship's brother, of course, played here at California. Joe Ship.
One of the great long-range shooters in the history of the Pac-10 Conference.
Robertson thought about it. And this time picked clean. Ship one-on-one this time with Christopher to the basket. Got the roll.
Wow! How do you like that move? Ship showed you a little dexterity there. Got a little pressure one behind the back to free himself up for a drop.
There's Anderson posting up. Back for Robertson. Now they'll bring Anderson out. He brings Aboya with him.
When they've got Anderson wide open right there if they can find it.
They found him, but he couldn't get the shot to go. And the rebound down into the hands of Ship, who's been everywhere. A Flalo to the cutting Collison. So a foul call will take a timeout with 14:32 remaining to be played. We are tied at 6. How about this play by Ship? Great control with the body, comes behind the back with the ball for the easy. 14:32 remaining to be played here in a half. We're tied at 6 between California and the third-ranked UCLA Bruins. And the Pac-10 Conference this year, of course, I mean, you could obviously make a strong argument. I think it is the toughest conference in the country. 5 teams in the top 25 this week.
Well, you see UCLA at 3 and Oregon at 7. How about Arizona? They've been on a little bit of a losing streak. They solved it by beating Arizona State last night. And then you've got the Cougars. Now, they got to be maybe the most surprising team in the country. Picked to finish last in the league and ranked 20th. And, of course, Tim Floyd's really done an excellent job with the Trojans. The Trojans are right there at 25. You look at the RPI and you see the Pac-10 and ACC, SEC, Big Ten. Missouri Valley may surprise a few people. Obviously a very strong league, but Pac-10 right there at the top.
Yeah, Missouri Valley, good conference last year, too. There's a Flalo in traffic. And the Bruins will maintain possession. Alex Pribble has come into the California lineup. Pribble, a former walk-on, but according to Ben Braun, the toughest guy he's got. Roll also in the game for UCLA. They finally get it into Mata. And Mike Mata's going to be called for dropping that shoulder. Second foul on Lorenzo Mata.
It's a good job by Ryan Anderson just to anticipate. Moving a little bit. That could have gone, you know, he was moving a little bit sideways, but one of those calls that can go either on the offense or the defense, so Mata will come out. Anderson makes a good move. You see the 2 fouls on Mata.
James Keefe will come into the lineup. Here's Robertson. Robertson brings Keefe out with him. Now Pribble.
Great defense by the Bruins. Good job to trap and recognize that the 35 shot clock was winding down. Now only 1 second remain on the 35. Bruins just did a beautiful job trapping the ball that time and aware.
And Ben Braun on the court talking to Dave Hawley, lead official here tonight.
This is a touch and shoot.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Or a lob. Okay, gotta go. Right there.
And it's Anderson.
How do you like it? This guy is special, isn't he? Ryan. Well, the right guy got the ball if you're a Cal fan.
And UCLA defended it about as good as you can. Well, that lights a fire under the crowd again. Bears by 3. Here's a boy, a double clutches, misses. Gets it back off of Keefe. Now Collison. Collison worked on by Ibaka. Great matchup at the point.
Oh, a terrific matchup. Collison and Ibaka. You see Collison. He's just a dart going down the lane.
Just blew by Ibaka. Dish to Agoya, cut into the basket. Here's Omar Wilkes. Now Robertson will clear it. Robertson will bring it back up top.
Love to run the high screen and rolls for Anderson, get him involved. They pick again, see if they can find him. Look, he's all alone here. He's under the basket. He's under the basket. Nobody picked him up. Pretty good start for Ryan Anderson. He's got 7.
And the Bears lead by 3, 12:28 remaining. And again, every time the Bears score a crucial basket, it gets the crowd back on its feet. That's Roll, good shooter. Not this time, though. And Anderson runs down a rebound. Now Ibaka just blows right by Collison down. Robertson!
Are you
big time?
Are you serious? Or what?
Well, we've seen some pretty high caliber stuff going on here.
We've seen some big time play. California taking the challenge. Short-handed, but what a move to take it all the way to the goal and a great, great pass.
Great read also by Ibaka. Good movement without the ball by Theo Robertson.
Barry, here's the out of bounds. They're going to bring Ryan Anderson right out here. Here he comes. He's coming back. Now, can he shoot it from here? Yes, he can. You bet he can. And then he gets it down. And how about that for a play? You get a great look at it, and boy, Anderson knew that was in all the way.
Pure.
He had the kind of the turn of the fingers going down, and here's the last California. Watch this penetration. Draw the defense, and look at this, a bullet pass. They lost Anderson that time. UCLA doesn't do that very often, but California capitalized and found the right guy.
Ryan Anderson off to a typical Ryan Anderson start. You can see his numbers on the year. 17 points and change. He's 5th in the NCAA amongst freshmen. Almost 9 rebounds a game. 6 double-doubles. He's been sensational.
Yeah, and playing a little out of position.
That's
right.
right.
If you got Devon Harden playing the post, then you can play him a little further away from the goal, a little more. Now they got Anderson out of the game, so this is a big sequence here for California defensively, and you know UCLA coming out of this timeout. I'm sure they're going to get something productive at the offensive end.
And it'll be interesting to see how long Anderson sits. He's been playing big minutes, 34-35. Collison all the way and a foul. And they're going to get this foul on Collison. So far everything going the way of the Cal Bears. And the Bears lead at 13-8 with 11:41 remaining. How about that 3 by Anderson? 13-8, the Bears lead at 11:41 remaining to be played here in the first half. Barry Tompkins with Dan Belwamini. After we are all done here, we're going to take you down to Stanford. Steve Fiziak, Marcus Johnson standing by. They're going to tell you about number 25 USC and the hometown Stanford Cardinal. Cardinal, I think, a team that really, before too long, is going to be a team to contend with.
Yeah, definitely a team on the rise. And you look at, how about this matchup right here? Nick Young, I mean, he's having a sensational year at 17.2. And, of course, Lawrence Hill is really a guy that can shoot on the outside. He and Anthony Goods and anybody that gives Stanford some help inside, they're in pretty good shape.
So the Bears now come with Jerome Randall and Alex Pribble. Omar Wilkes, Taylor Harrison getting some minutes, and he'll probably get more as we go along, a freshman. Here we go. And Robertson. And there's a jump ball call. Nice play by Gordon just to reach in on Taylor Harrison. That's, again, freshman inexperience. Bears will maintain possession on the possession arrow. Westbrook in the game now for UCLA. Aflalo is also back for the Bruins.
Yeah, California, you got Ibaka and Anderson on the bench. Shot clock winding down again, having a tough time to get a shot, and they turn it over.
So Randall travels, second turnover for the Bears. I mean, when it comes to the bench, the Bruins clearly with an edge in this game. Westbrook, last time we saw him in a loss to Oregon, I thought gave Ben Howland some valuable minutes. Here's Ship.
Yeah, Westbrook has really been productive coming off the bench. I mean, he's a guy that really has a good feel for the game, and Mbah Moute just can't get that one down. You can see California, they want to slow it down. They'd love to play this in the 50s or low 60s and try to get some quality possessions. The problem is they don't really have a go-to guy on the floor, so the shot clock's going to wind down. If you don't have somebody that can beat you off the dribble, it may be a severe problem for California.
Right now, I'm not sure there is anybody. Well, that's Randall knocking down a fall-away 3 from his behind.
How wrong we were. Randall makes a tough 3.
Bears on a 7-0 run, and they lead it by 8. This game right now, early on, just the midway point of the first half, really resembling last year's game. Anderson comes back after a 2-minute time on the bench. Ship will leave and Roll will come back for UCLA. Now Roll, a very good perimeter shooter. Roll, Anderson jumps out at him. Now Westbrook takes it to the basket, is fouled by Anderson.
Oh, you like the move by Westbrook, and here's what he can bring to the table. I mean, he's a guy that can drive it strong all the way to the basket, and if that's on Anderson, it's his second personal foul. So that's a huge foul on California. Decision time for Ben Braun. You keep him out there with the 2. You certainly don't want to get him free in the first half, or you get him out of the game, and probably you will get him out.
Ibaka and Christopher are going to come back. They're not going to get him out right now. Pribble and Omar Wilkes will leave. So this will move Ibaka to the 2-guard spot. Randall will play the point. Rebound run down. The smallest man on the floor, Randall. And a little touch foul on Westbrook.
UCLA number 2, Darren Collison returns replacing Russell Westbrook.
Theo Robertson, the inbound, does so to Randall. Randall, a freshman out of Chicago.
Try to post up in. They had Anderson that time. They just elected to go away from him. But if you watch Anderson, he's under the goal right now, right there. If you can find him.
He is outside. He loves it there, but he can't get that one. That's a shot he will make much more often than not. Here's Roll coming the other way. Drops this down to a Boyle. A little turnaround with the right hand. It won't go. Shooting woes continue for UCLA. Bears ball. UCLA just off to a 4 of 13 start. And you can see they have not scored in the last 3 minutes and 45 seconds. But the Bears have probably not taken as much advantage as they might have.
Well, the Bears are shooting a high percentage too. I mean, they're getting shots, some tough shots that have gone down. And now a guy like Ibaka with Anderson out of the game, and he's one guy that definitely is a go-to guy on the floor.
And Randall steps on the baseline. Lorenzo Mata will come back into the UCLA lineup. Mata playing with 2 fouls.
This really may be a time for UCLA to continue to look inside. Oh, that's a great pass. What a beautiful pass. What a tremendous look by Mata to the cutting Collison. Good things happen when you're moving without the ball, but Mata made a brilliant pass.
Very improved player. Hard worker. Ben Holland always talks about Lorenzo Mata. Leaves him for a minute. Ibaka missed everything. Collison. And here come the Bruins.
And they've got Roll, and Roll wants the ball on the other side.
He can stroke it.
Transition, Barry. This team doesn't miss many opportunities in the open floor.
Stanley Harrison off the window. Hands on the rim and falls off. Mata with the rebound into the hands of Collison. Now the Bruins can cut this lead again. Here's Mbamute working on Harrison.
I think they may want a high screen and roll, see if they can bring Mata up on Collison. Collison just breaks right through everything.
And leaves it for Roll to 3 and he strokes it. Roll is a big-time shooter. And now the Bruins have answered the Bears' run with a 7-0 run of their own.
But how about the play by Collison? I mean, Collison just goes right through a couple of guys to find the open player. They make it a double foul away from the ball.
A little woofing going on. Taylor Harrison and Luc Richard Mbamute starting to woof at each other. And they've been going hard against one another too. So both benches just trying to calm their respective charges. 7:17 remaining here in the first half. It's a 1-point California lead. Ball game, California over UCLA. 7:17 remaining to be played in the first half. And we want to remind you, you have a chance to win tickets to this year's State Farm Pac-10 Women's Tournament. That takes place in San Jose on March 2nd to the 5th, or to the Pacific Life Pac-10 Men's Tournament in Los Angeles on March 17th to the 10th. Log on to www.pac10.org for your chance to win today. You guys, both tournaments, outstanding tournaments. Let's take a look here.
Well, Barry, here's that last play by Collison. Here's the screen, and you're going to see Collison break through 2 guys. Now, how does he do this? Look at, stop it right now. How does he do that? He gets right through both guys, and then he finds Roll right here. Here's your shooter. and the defense all draws to Collison. Look what he does. He finds roll. So not only does he break through the two guys, he's got the vision. Watch the peripheral vision by Collison to draw some Cal defenders, and then know that he's got the guy that can drill it from long range in Michael Roll. So no secret why UCLA is number 3 in the country. Darren Collison, Aaron Aflalo, they have an outstanding backcourt. But look, he leads the league. He's a great three-point shooter. He leads the league. Barry, he had 9 steals in one game against Long. He had 9 steals and second in assists.
Big-time player, and I doubt a quicker player, certainly in the Pac-10. I know there's a lot of quick players around the country, but I'm sure he's right up there with all of them. Incidentally, that last sequence right before we went to break, call a foul, double foul, one on Harrison, one on Bahamute. Ball is taken over at the point of interruption.
That's right. No technical, no shooting, because you're not in a shooting situation. But the important thing is no technical.
Robertson standing 3, and go. Fight for the rebound again. Taylor Harrison takes it away for Wilkes for 3.
Oh, and that is a big contribution by Taylor Harrison to get that rebound, and again, have the presence of mind to find a guy who can shoot on the outside, and Wilkes. Look at Harrison and Mata. A little war going on inside.
Yeah, and I'm sure the officials will watch the post matchups very closely. They get it in, a little jump in. Nice touch that time by Lorenzo Mata. Wilkes drops it down for Ibaka, tried to reverse it, wouldn't go. Mata another rebound, quick outlet Collison. Now Aflalo with the J. Too hard off the back iron. Bahamute with the follow and the foul.
Got to remember the Bruins, who are really not in rhythm yet due to California's good defense. Aflalo really hasn't gotten off. And still second, third opportunities, go to the goal, draw a couple of fouls, get a score inside. And the Bruins have hung in there in the first half.
And as you always say, Aflalo, he's going to get his.
Eventually.
I promise by the end of the night, you look at the scorecard, he's going to be 15, 16, 17 or more.
I remember the loss to Oregon. I think we were commenting in the first half. He either did not score or had 1 or 2 points. Second half, he came out big.
Alex Pribble will come back into the California lineup, and Theo Robertson will leave. Bears just hoping to hang around without the presence of Ryan Anderson. And Robertson with the rebound off the miss. The Bruins 0 for 3, now 0 for 4 at the free throw line. So you're right, UCLA not in any kind of a rhythm, and yet it's a one-point game.
And of course, California, you can see them spreading the floor. And they're trying to free up Ibaka, and they did right there. He just couldn't find a way to get it up.
Lost it to Roll. Now here come the Bruins. Collison has it knocked away, and they're going to get Pribble on a foul.
No shot. Foul on foul, number 1, Alex Pribble. First personal, team 6th. UCLA number 12. Alpha Maboya returns, replacing
Mata will leave now. A little confusion as Aboya comes back. And he and Bahamute will stay out there. A couple of guys from Yaoundé and the Cameroons. And an easy J from Bahamute, and he just jacked it. There's Robertson. We'll wait for help. And Wilkes. Ship guarding him. Now Christopher.
Looks like they're trying to post up Ibaka if they can find him on a little bit smaller Collison. Now again, you get this problem. You got the shot clock winding down. Puts a whole lot of pressure on the guy with the ball. Not a shooting situation. 16 foul.
Hand check on Collison. Keith's going to come back into the UCLA lineup. And Bahamute will leave. Second foul on Collison. Aaron Aflalo will come back into the UCLA lineup as well. Roll will leave. Wilkes finally gets it in for Alex Pribble. Now Ayinde Ibaka.
definitely a California tempo.
Right now.
Although we know UCLA can play it in the 50s and 60s and be very, very successful. But California coming into this game short-handed. You knew they wanted to really get quality possessions and try to shorten the game.
And even more so with Ryan Anderson on the bench with 2 fouls. How about Ibaka with the left hand? He's had some pretty good looks and just was not able to finish. Now here's a Flalo, 1-on-3, all the way with a right hand foul.
Yeah, and I think if you're UCLA, you continue to get the ball in transition, continue to put some pressure on California, try to make them play a little bit quicker than they would like. That was definitely not a travel. That was a good call going all the way to the goal.
Oh, yeah. Second foul on Alex Pribble. And Aaron Aflalo at the free throw line. So now Pribble with 2, Harrison with 2, and Anderson with 2 for California. Mata and Coddleson each have 2 fouls for UCLA. And we are tied in this game for the 3rd time.
Look at the numbers on Aaron Aflalo. And he finally breaks that string. I don't think UCLA had made a free throw up to that point.
And they so now have their first lead, 19-18. Now the Bears looking for an answer. Robertson got by everybody.
Really important to have some vision on the ball and vision on your man. And Ben, I can guarantee you, Ben Holland did not like that.
No doubt.
All of a sudden, you know, you go for the steal, and where's the guys on the other side of the floor? There's nobody there, and you see Robertson just go ahead and finalize the play.
Robertson has gotten very good at it. He's a finisher and has been.
Where's now you got to give a little bit of help. And I think look at that. You don't see that happen very often. A guy just puts it on the floor, goes straight to the goal without any blue shirts around him. And the guys on the other side of the floor have to help out. And you saw Ben Holland immediately call that timeout.
And I suspect that will not happen again.
No, he is not a happy guy right now because this is a terrific defensive team. It's a team that wins with its defense. And when you see when a breakdown happens like that, you got to correct it immediately.
California, to that end, has had 6 made baskets that were either layups or dunks.
And they've had a few that have been bombs.
Well, they have.
That's
yes.
right. They've had a few. They haven't had any mid-range shots. It's either a dunk or a 3.
I think that's true, actually. Ryan Anderson had that one with 1 second left, and of course Randall threw one in from his backside. Harrison back in the ball game for California. There's Westbrook. Westbrook is a good shooter. Keefe will take it. And out. It is unable to be saved. Harrison couldn't hold on to it, knocked it out of bounds. And the Bruins will get a new 35. And that's exactly, of course, what California does not want. Just under 4 minutes remaining to be played in the first half. The Bears lead it by 1. Welcome back. Well, the Cal Bears hanging around. They lead it by 1, 20-19. They've only been headed up on 1 occasion in the ball game. Just under 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Let's recognize our U.S. Bank Pac-10 Player of the Week, Nick Young. Well deserved.
Well, Nick Young, just an outstanding all-around player. And look at Nick. I mean, is he a finisher or what? I mean, USC's a multi-talented team, and Nick Young, a big part of it. He's a guy. He's a game changer. Congratulations to Nick Young, our U.S. Bank Player of the Week. He only averaged 24 points, 5.5 rebounds in the sweep of the Arizona schools. And pretty good game against Arizona, 13 of 19. So Nick Young, our U.S. Bank Player of the Week.
Yeah, good player, good basketball team. And USC still kind of flying under the radar, even though they're ranked number 25.
They might be flying a little bit under the radar, but not much. Aflalo is a guy that is going to get, we said he's going to get it going, and he sure did coming out of that timeout. And of course, that game coming up next, Barry, USC and Stanford on FSN, which I think will be a heck of a basketball.
Yeah, I do too. Now the Bears trying to answer. They trail by 2. Ibaka all the way. And he can't get it to go. Ibaka cannot find the basket. And now Ibaka's hurt. He is down and injured, holding his left knee. And I don't know, might have hit knees with Omar Wilkes on that rebound. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I think Ibaka's going to be all right.
Well, and I thought a great move by the officials and Ben Holland, because he saw Ibaka down and UCLA had the ball, and I think Ben was even saying, let's stop the action right now and make sure he's all right. And he may have bumped knees with somebody, you're right, and seemed to be okay coming off, but definitely has to be substituted in that situation. Look at Aflalo again. Here he comes.
Look at that one. And the rebound controlled finally off the hands of Robertson to Randall. Randall for three. A little hard and a little quick. And Mbamute gets it out of there for UCLA. And Ibaka's going to come back into the game. So obviously that is what happened. Went down hard and grabbed his knee immediately. I hate to see that. There's a Aflalo again at the elbow. Now Ship, great shooter as well. This guy can shoot it also. Westbrook, turn around.
Okay, he's kind of a hidden gem. Westbrook, every time we see him, I mean, that was a solid move. I mean, clearly a guy that gives UCLA a presence when he's on the floor.
There's Christopher, now Randall.
Great job to come out on the dribbler. That's the way to stop the dribbler for UCLA, and then it results in a steal.
And a finish.
And you want to give, in that situation, you certainly want to give Alfred Aboya an assist for the way he jumped out, stopped Randall so he could not move, and then Mbamute makes the beautiful steal.
And the Bruins run an 18-4 run now. They lead by 6. Randall draws the foul.
Of course, the anticipation by Luc Richard, Mbamute, just a terrific move there to come all the way in and steal the ball. So Mbamute with the steal, but you've got to give Alfred Aboya an assist. He stopped the dribbler. He caused that lazy pass, and then the Bruins rotated beautifully.
So Randall at the free throw line. Misses.
UCLA number 20, Michael Roll, returns.
Well, a reminder that coming up on our Acura halftime report, we'll take it back to the Pac-10 studio, talk about games being played tonight, games about to be played, have a first half analysis and all the highlights, all the numbers. Lots to stick around for on the Acura halftime report. 1 out of 2 for Randall, and it is a 5-point UCLA lead. Well, the Bears in the last 8 minutes have scored just 5 points. Still only a 5-point ball game.
Well, they've gone a long way without Ryan Anderson in this game, and certainly he was a guy that was on fire early in the game, picked up the 2 fouls. And Braun electing not to put him back in, so for California fans, you're just hoping that you stay a little bit tight. And I'll tell you one thing, the Bears have done a pretty good job getting in the way of UCLA. Every time the Bruins go to the goal, that's another charge.
And that one's going to go against Mbamute. And now Ryan Anderson is going to come back into the California lineup, and I'm sure this will be an offense for defense kind of switch for Ben Braun. With 1 minute and 37 remaining here in the first half. Bears have the ball. Bruins have the lead by 5.
See if they elect to go right to Anderson first time in the game when you've got him in there with the 2 fouls. Like you said, they'd love to play offense for defense if they have that luxury, but you're going to have to try to find Anderson.
Well, he was there. Omar Wilkes instead says, I'll step up, stick a 3 for you.
But the thing is, Anderson makes such a difference, Barry, because when he rolls low, UCLA has to respect it. They put a couple of guys around him, and that opened it up for Wilkes on the perimeter. Now do you try to pick up the 3rd on Anderson?
I would think
so. If you can, you go to Aboya.
And it's Ship with the leader in the lane. Ship with 6, and the Bruins lead is 4. About 11 seconds between game clock and shot clock now. See what California elects to do. They will let the clock run down a little bit here. There's Wilkes again. Ibaka just lost it. Ibaka's had a very tough first half.
He really has. He's not had his normal game. He's missed some easy opportunity shots, and that never happens. And he just took his eye off the ball, and it gives the Bruins a chance now to just run it right down, play for the last shot.
Ibaka 0 for 4. Very uncharacteristic game. And again, as we said about Aflalo, this guy's going to get his.
Well, and the other thing, if you're Ben Holland, you got to think Collison has 2 fouls, but this young man right here with the ball, Russell Westbrook, has really picked UCLA up. Look at him just go kind of one-on-one and make that decision move.
And that's the guy they wanted to take that shot, but he missed it. And Ball Mute back with the follow, Boyer with the follow. It's no good, and the first half will come to an end with UCLA on top by 4. And Ben Howland and Oboya both wanted a foul on Taylor Harrison. They will not get it. And the UCLA Bruins, with a 20-8 run in the last 10 minutes of the half, have taken a 4-point lead. But I think it's significant that the Bears are still there, despite the fact that Ryan Anderson was on the bench for most of the half, and Ayinde Ibaka did not have an Ayinde Ibaka kind of first half. When we come back, we'll take you to the studios for the halftime report.
The UCLA Bruins leading the California Golden Bears by 4 at the break. Hi there, everybody, and welcome to the Acura Halftime Report. I'm Lindsay Soto. A lot of eyes tonight on the ACC. 10th-ranked Duke taking on 19th-ranked Clemson, at Cameron Indoor. Tigers looking to snap a 19-game losing streak to the Blue Devils, and in a position to do so late. Clemson down 5 with 5 seconds left, and Vernon Hamilton making it happen, gets to the hoop, scores. Tigers down by 3. Then on the inbounds pass, watch this. Josh McRoberts throws it to the wrong team. Hamilton catches, shoots. We're tied up at 66 apiece. 4.4 to go in regulation. Duke with one last chance to win it, and David McClure gets it done as time expires. A close game, but Duke wins again, 68-66, the final score. Meanwhile, on the West Coast, the Pac-10 continues to make an argument for itself as perhaps the best conference in the country this year. Not only is it number 1 in the RPI rankings, but it has 5 teams in the top 25. That's more than any other league. Washington State is one of those ranked teams. They're getting set right now to host Oregon State. It'll be the first time in 57 years that they will play a game at home as a member of the top 25. Other Pac-10 games still to come tonight. Washington is hosting an Aaron Brooks-less Oregon squad. Brooks, of course, suspended for an elbow he threw in last year's Pac-10 tournament against Washington. And immediately after UCLA and Cal are done, most of you will get a chance to watch USC and Stanford go head-to-head. The Trojans looking for just their 3rd win in 10 tries against the Cardinal. Time now for a quick break, then it is back to Berkeley. Dan Belwamini and Barry Tompkins will have the second half call. The score at halftime is 28-24, UCLA leading Cal.
By Acura, advance. And we welcome you back to Berkeley, California. We're on the campus of the University of California at Berkeley here at Haas Pavilion, where the hometown Bears trail the UCLA Bruins 28-24. Bruins have equaled their lowest scoring output in the first half of the season, which they did one other time against Washington State. So the Bears doing everything they have set out to do. They just happen to be trailing by 4 points. When we leave, then we're going down to the farm. We'll be in Palo Alto, where it'll be USC and Stanford. USC now ranked number 25 in the country, playing the Stanford Cardinal, one of the more improving teams in the Pac-10 Conference, and I think going to be a very interesting game, if only for the fact that they're such different teams. Stanford, they're going to want to play it down. They play big. USC plays, they want to play quick and they play small. Should be a great ball game, I think. That's Stanford and USC coming up right after we're all done here at Berkeley. And we got a ball game, which we'll talk about when we come back. Bears trailing the visitors from Westwood by 4. It's a 28-24 ball game. I'm Barry Tompkins. He's the coach, Dan Belwamini. And Dan, California really had it all their own way in the first half in terms of how the half was played. They kept UCLA into a slow tempo kind of game. Only thing they're not doing is leading it.
Well, they're not leading it because UCLA really had multiple efforts, I thought, on the offensive glass. The Bruins did a great job to rebound the ball. I thought they got some terrific bench play. I thought Westbrook did a good job. Certainly Josh Schiff was really the guy, in my mind, that got him going early. Don't forget, Aflalo got off to a slow start, but UCLA can beat you a lot of different ways, and Schiff can go to the basket. Besides being a heck of a perimeter player, I mean, he's a guy that can steal the ball, and he had a very good first half. That was a great crossover behind the back dribble. Ryan Anderson, don't forget, Barry, picked up 2 fouls early, and I thought the young guy got off to a great start. I mean, he made a big shot there inside, and look at the way they post him up, and he's automatic around the goal. So Anderson only played 10 minutes, and he makes a long 3. So, you know, he wasn't in rhythm after that as you look at the halftime stats. Look at the rebounding, UCLA right here. That's a big story on the offensive glass for the Bruins.
No question about it, a huge story right there, and that's what I think has the Bruins in the lead. They lead it by 4 as we prepare to start the second half. It's a 28-24 ball game. UCLA and Cal in a game that's still there for either team. Bears going to have to get some offensive production out of Ibaka and Anderson in the second half.